crisis in Ukraine. The president also addressing the growing concerns over ISIS, commenting for the first time since video showed the brutal execution of American journalist Steven Sotloff. And he also suggested that the terror group poses a very real and imminent threat. Listen to this.
Our objective is clear, and that is to degrade and destroy ISIL so that it's no longer a threat, not just to Iraq, but also to the region and to the United States.
But after that very strong rhetoric, just a couple minutes later, the president softened his tone, sending a mixed message about what the end game really might be.
If we are joined by the international community, we can continue to shrink ISIL's sphere of influence, its effectiveness, its financing, its military capabilities, to the point where it is a manageable problem.
Bret Baier is the host of Special Report, and he is my guest today. Feels like a Tuesday, doesn't it, Bret? But it's actually Wednesday. So here we are. There's the president with two very different messages within the same press conference. What do you make of it?
Well, I make that the White House, again, had to try to clarify what the president was saying by Ben Rhodes, his advisor, coming out on Twitter saying that there is a clear objective to degrade and destroy ISIS. No mention of the managing the problem side of that answer. I think you're going to see a lot of eyebrows raised about this. This was the second time asked about strategy that the president at some point used fuzzy words, and you're already seeing Republicans react. Representative Adam Kinzinger from Illinois, are we going to contain ISIS or are we going to crush ISIS? The president has not answered this. It's a problem on the way things are phrased, and it's a contrast to what we heard from Prime Minister David Cameron in the UK last week.
Yeah, it's stunning because David Cameron came out even after the beheading became public yesterday and had a statement almost immediately. So it's not as if the president didn't have time to come up with a better way in which to phrase it. And you also have Democrats now, Bret, and we're going to talk about this a little later in the show, but they're coming out putting pressure on the president as well. So are we back to square one now, where we're asking the same question we were asking last week, which is, what is the strategy?
Yeah, he's tried to, the president has, make this about forming this coalition. And the president may, in fact, be trying to do that in NATO, also reaching out to Arab nations. I will point this out. The United Arab Emirates, through its ambassador here, the UAE, putting out a statement today, the first Arab country to really put out a statement about ISIS, saying now is the time to act. And any action must begin with a clear plan for direct intervention against ISIS, but must address the other dangerous extremist groups in the region. It's also critical to tackle the support networks, the entire militant ideology, and the financial complex that is the lifeblood of extremism. That is the UAE with that statement. It's not a statement from the White House.
And that is very shocking, and I know that that was just happening moments ago, so thank you for bringing that up to date with us. Bret, we'll see you tonight, 6 p.m.